the mechanics of the game, we have the objective. The host will instruct the players to pick a briefcase. The amount varies depending on the briefcase selected. Each briefcase contains various statements and players must determine whether the statement is a fact or a lie. If the statement is a lie, the players must correct it by changing the term that causes it to be a lie. For the critic, the player must explain their answer and may include extra facts related to the topic after determining if the statement is a fact or a lie. The critic will determine whether or not the answer are correct. For the winning, if a player's earnings exceed the amount in the host's briefcase, he or she is declared the winner. Without further ado, let's start the game. Good evening, Mr. Alman, Miss Valdez, and Miss Pizarra. So, kamusta kayo?
Okay.
Wala energy, girls! Okay. So, for the host case, players, please pick a briefcase.
Four? Five? Ito ba na sila? Kasi five.
So, they choose the briefcase number 5! So, players, choose another briefcase to open.
Ito man. Six? Six ah? Sige.
Briefcase number 6! Okay, so let us open the briefcase number 6. So, the first question. Brain CT angiography consists of advanced multi-dimensional CT imaging of brachial blood vessels which have been opacified by an intravenously administered iodinated contrast agent. So what is the answer? Is it a fact or is it a lie?
Nana may answer.
So what is your answer?
That's a lie!
So what makes it a lie?
Kay dili magud siya brachial blood vessels. And correct answer niya kay moto ang cranial blood vessels or also known as circle of Phillips.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's a lie.
So, Miss Jamie, to explain further about your question earlier, since this is a brain CT angiography, the blood vessels involved are the cranial blood vessels and not the brachial blood vessels. The vascular components of the circle of Phillips are as follows. So, mo ni siya ang A to E. Although they do not form part of the circle of Phillips, the basilar artery and middle cerebral arteries are also of importance during CTA imaging of the brain and its blood supply. So, CTA of the brain is used to identify and evaluate cerebral aneurysm, intracranial thrombosis, traumatic cerebrovascular injury, arteriovenous malfunction, and also the stenosis.
So thank you for that information, Miss Valdez. So for the next briefcase, choose your number.
Number 3, gusto mo ito? Okay lang? Okay, fine.
Briefcase number 3. So let us open the briefcase number 3. So for the second question, after contrast agent administration, a survey scan of the brain is performed to evaluate anatomy and identify underlying pathology. Is it a fact or is it a lie?
Sabi na ko. Like siya. Sure na din. Sige.
So what is the answer?
That's a lie!
So what makes it a lie?
So the survey scan of the brain should be made before the procedure and not after the procedure. So to explain further, the CTA spiral acquisition is then made during a rapid bolus infusion of iodinated contrast agent at a rate of 3 to 4 ml per second. And the proper timing of the acquisition with regard to the contrast agent bolus is critical and may be accomplished by, first, the use of an empiric delay of 12 to 20 seconds. Second, performing a bolus timing sequence whereby multiple scans through the cranial vessels are acquired during a test bolus. And the proper delay can be determined by visually identifying the time at which peak vessel enhancement occurs. And lastly, using automated triggering or bolus tracking software that monitors vessel opacification during contrast agent administration. So that would be my answer.
So thank you for that, Miss Pizarra. So let us open another briefcase. Four ba? Briefcase number 4. So let us open the briefcase number 4. So the teeth sections are reconstructed with a minimum 35% overlap to maximize the quality of MPR and 3D images. Is it a fact or is it a So players, what is your answer?
That's a lie!
So what makes it a lie?
Dahil ang recommended na overlap is 50% and it's not 35%. 3D techniques such as maximum intensity projection, for short MIP, surface rendering and volume rendering are also employed. Maximum intensity projection images display only the maximum pixel value along array traced through the object to the viewer's assumed perspective in front of the viewing monitor. Surface rendering, also termed shaded surface display, for short SSD, a technique that uses the concept of thresholding to limit the displayed volumetric data. The volume rendering, for short VR, adjusts the opacity of voxels included in the 3D model according to their tissue characteristics. That's all.
So thank you for that, Mr. Alman. So players, what is your next briefcase?
What?
Briefcase number 1. So let us open the briefcase number 1. So for the question, the Excel source images are formatted into 2 planes. The answer is
That's a fact!
So wait, let's call Mr. Critic to clarify the correct answer.
Hello, Miss Jamie, but sorry, their answer is wrong because the axial source images are reformatted into various coronal, sagittal, and oblique planes. That is all. Thank you.
So thank you for that, Mr. Critic. So players, that is wrong. So okay, bawi lang daw sila. So what is the next briefcase to open?
Ito ba? Mali. Ito? Sige.
Briefcase number 2. So let us open the briefcase number 2. So the question is, protocols for brain CTA does not depend strictly on the technical capabilities of the CT system employed.
Kabalo na. Di familiar sa ko. Kabalo ko. I remember ko ano. Sige.
So the answer is,
That's a lie!
so what makes it a lie?
So the protocols for the brain CTA actually depend strictly on the technical capabilities of the CT system employed. So to explain further, we have here examples of technical parameters for CTA of the brain using a 64-slice system. So the first one is performance of a standard non-contrast axial brain sequence first. Second, 50 to 75 ml of non-ionic contrast agent at 4 ml per second. And it also has a 15 to 20 second scan delay. And third one, helical CTA acquisition with a 0.625 collimation. And next, 80 to 120 kVp or 300 mA or 0.4 sec. And lastly, overlapping of 0.5 source images reformatted into coronal and sagittal MPR, MIP, and volume rendered 3D images.
So thank you for that, Miss Pizarra. So players, what is the next briefcase? Briefcase number 7. So let us open the briefcase number 7. The question is, CT angiography in the emergency setting is often deployed as part of comprehensive comminuted fracture imaging protocol. Is it a fact or is it a lie? So guys, so what is the answer?
That's a lie!
What makes it a lie?
Kay dili man gud siya comminuted fracture imaging protocol. Ang tama na answer ana kay comprehensive acute stroke imaging protocol.
So thank you for that, Miss Valdez. And now let's reveal the host case number 5. So for the question, CT angiography source images CTA SIS can be utilized to produce subtraction mount. So the answer of this is it's a fact. So in addition, CT venography of the brain is a variation of the CTA technique. The CTA protocols can be modified with respect to bolus timing to evaluate venous structures. Magbabalik ang
Is it a fact or a lie?